Hey there, this is the Orlando Squadcast. It is your one-stop shop for all the latest news, history, and updates from the City Beautiful.
Hey, checkers.
Ooh. Yeah. The city is so huge, so there's a lot going on.
So tips, secrets, happenings, anything that's new that's happening, you're going to be hearing it here first. All right, everybody, welcome to the Orlando Squadcast. This is your one-stop shop for the latest news, history, and updates from the City Beautiful. Join us as we explore the vibrant culture, people, and places that make Orlando so darn special. Get ready to be in the know and stay in the know with the Orlando Squadcast.
Well said.
Thank you. Today, I'm your host, Jonathan Spiegel, and we have an amazing show up ahead of us. But before we get to that, I cannot go anywhere without these two people on my sides because they're like the most amazing people ever in the world. One of them's name is Mark. Mark, how are you?
Hi. You can't go anywhere without us? That's
No,
weird
I have
and
a picture of you guys on
But
my phone.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But again, it's not just me and you, bro. We got our
Yep.
the three amigo, Mr. Rob Stack. What's up, man?
Oh, hey guys.
Hola.
I'm so excited to be here. We just want to say before we get started, if you're new to the show and you're just listening, thanks for tuning in. If you are a longtime listener, you're our favorite listener, and
By
we
far.
love you so much.
Make sure you
And
subscribe, though.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. We're dropping episodes every Wednesday, and we're talking anything, everything Orlando. We're talking about the culture, the people, the places, the things that make the city beautiful. Beautiful.
The City Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was great, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So we got an awesome show for everybody today. Today we're going to be talking to Logan Benedict. Logan is one of the reps for the Disney Union, AEA, Actors Equity Association. He's one of the reps that helps negotiate those union contracts and stuff. We're going to talk to him about things in entertainment at Disney, as well as him being a new dad and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he unpacks a little bit and gives us secrets into the negotiations with Disney. And
Yeah, that
Actors
was
Equity.
wild.
I want to hear the nitty gritty.
Nerve-wracking.
Yep.
And he gives us a little bit tidbit of where to find the best vinyl in Orlando. He's a big vinyl aficionado, and so he knows all the hot spots to get
Can't
good
wait to
stuff.
hear that.
Yeah.
But until then, Johnny, what'd you do? What's going on with
Oh
you?
yeah,
What'd
tell us
go-
what you did
what'd
this
do
weekend.
All right, so I went to a place called Devil's Den. It's about an hour and a half north of Orlando. It's a part of the Natural Springs, right?
Okay.
It's amazing. It's a natural sinkhole. You can actually go down into the cavern. When you look up, you can look up into the hole and see the water cascading down 50 feet
What?
down into the
Yeah.
cavern. It is
I feel like
beautiful.
sinkhole. I would not want to hang out in a sinkhole.
It's
You
already
know,
sunk.
Like,
It's already gone.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's already eroded away.
and it's a beautiful place to hang out.
Yeah,
it's
it's
really, really,
gorgeous.
really cool.
You been there, Rob?
I have been there. It's really neat. The water is frigid, so just know that
The water is very, very cold.
You
Bring
will
like
need a wetsuit
it's
or
hot
something.
You can do snorkeling or you can do scuba diving in there.
Yeah.
They do scuba diving classes.
Is it crowded?
It can
it
be
can be
in the
pretty
summer
crowded,
in the summer months. It can get crowded, but it is really cool to see, and like you feel like you're in another world.
Is it more
almost.
adults or is it family friendly?
It's family friendly.
Oh, good.
They also have a great section where you can maybe play some horseshoes.
I do love a
Have a nice
horseshoe.
little picnic lunch over there.
Fun.
But Devil's Den is one of a string of many like great natural springs here in Florida that you can go visit.
Wakaiva is up in northern Orlando.
Jenny Springs, which is over kind of like in the Gainesville, Ocala area.
Okay.
Also the Ponce de Leon.
Excuse me? Bless you.
The Fountain of Youth. They came here
need to
looking
hit
for the
that.
Fountain of Youth and they found the Florida Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's good. That
a
sounds
little
fun,
French
man.
history for you there as well.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Let's have some O-Town Throwdown.
O-Town
Let's
Throwdown?
get into
O-Town
O-Town Throwdown.
I'm gonna
O-Town.
start now. I'm
Throw it down, Mark.
local yokel. What's going on in Orlando? What can you go
Local?
do?
Yeah, what
I have
can
a
you
good
do?
one. I have a good one this week, you guys.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Coming up in Orlando is
Okay.
the 8th annual Mount Dora Blueberry Festival. No joke. Yep. They have all these vendors come in and you have to have it's only blueberries.
That's it.
So they have the best picked blueberries from the entire area. Come there all in one. They have little, tents and you can go around and taste them. You can do it. They have That's awesome. Let's see, this is an awesome event.
Are all blueberries blue?
No, they're green sometimes if they're
They're
ripe.
They're not really like
They're not
ripened.
ready.
There's live music. They have blueberry products plus crafts. They even have a blueberry pie eating contest.
Oh my gosh.
It's April 29th and 30th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. held in Donnelly Park. I think I'm going to go.
How much is it?
I would
It's
tear
free.
that
It's
pie
free?
contest
It's free.
up.
You can get pie?
Well, you can't. The pie's not free, but you can attend.
Do
for
you have to
free.
pay to be in the pie
Yeah,
contest though?
It's like a regular market. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. If you know, comment below.
Like, what if I just show up super hungry and I'm like,
Well,
give me that
the
pie
people-
contest?
You could probably. I would pay for you to enter just because people would freak. They're like, no way, this guy's gonna win.
Those festivals are actually pretty popular.
They're awesome.
I know they have a strawberry festival too, right?
Yeah, but blueberries are so good.
I know you can put blueberries in a lot.
The thing with blueberries as well is you can put more than one blueberry in your mouth at the same time.
You can have multiple ones. Like
multiple
M&M.
blueberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
do you
anyway,
like
I
it?
think
Wait,
that-
well, do you like them more sweet or more sour? That's
Sweet.
just
I don't like sour.
ooh.
Sweet.
I'm sweet all the way.
See, I kind of like them a little sour.
Really?
Yeah.
We should go and you buy this.
Yeah.
We'll buy the sweet. You buy the sour.
It's the best when you're like making pancakes and you just sprinkle in some blueberries in there.
You guys
So
ever
you
had
should go and
blueberry
get some
barbecue
fresh-
sauce?
Yeah, I'll get some blueberries, Mark.
You should go get.
Just
some
don't pressure me.
No, I don't. I like regular barbecue sauce.
You don't like any of those fruit infusion barbecue
Don't even do
sauces?
that.
No, I haven't done that
That's
either.
weird.
I bet they got blueberry barbecue sauce up at the Blueberry
I
Fest.
bet they do.
though.
I would
bet
try
they
for
do.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go to our local park narc, our theme park narc. Johnny,
Yeah, give
what
us
do you
all
got
the
this
insider
week?
tips on the theme parks. Come
so,
on.
everybody, let me tell you something that's going on right now in the summer of Epcot, right? So, summer of Epcot, they always have the Flower and Garden Festival that's going on and stuff.
It's beautiful.
But
Love
what's
it.
actually really unique this year is that they're spending a lot more time on trying to bring local vendors in, local breweries, and also local music acts and things like that as well to play on the American
they're
stage.
incorporating locals.
Yes, they are. They are. And that's kind of a cool thing because if you're going out to Epcot and you're going out to these kinds of things, you can have a beer like Orange Blossom Pilsner or something that was
Yeah.
made here in Orlando, you know? So it's just a way to integrate more of Disney into the community. So I thought that was a really kind
I
of
love
cool
that
thing.
because through time, especially even after the pandemic, I feel like everybody's become pass holders, or even if they only come
Mm-hmm.
4 to 6 times a year, you feel more like a local when you go. And you know, with the fact that they have local stuff there, I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is pretty
pretty
awesome,
awesome,
man.
yeah.
It is. So I went there the other day and it was absolutely amazing. Tried out some good food, tried some little samples and stuff.
It's good locals.
I love Epcot anyways. That's
Oh, yeah.
such a
Yeah, I
great
love
park.
Epcot. So
It's the adults park.
yeah, if you're from the Orlando area and stuff, just keep your eye out whenever you're going around the World Showcase for some local eats and treats.
Yeah,
All right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Park Narc.
Yeah,
Park
you're
narc,
welcome.
That's good. Good
Guys, I'm
tips.
gonna do a little progress for you though.
progress.
We're gonna
Okay.
decide whether or not what I'm about to tell you is progress or it's not.
for the city of
I
Orlando.
feel like a lot of what I've talked about recently has been a lot of progress. And
yeah, you're
I,
2 for 2 so far.
I'm 2 for 2. So here we go. We're talking about it.
Okay.
Brightline Phase 2.
Ooh,
Brightline. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Brightline,
Here
here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, silky.
All right. Brightline announced it is on schedule to open an Orlando station in 2023. This year, Orlando's newest attraction is a different kind of ride located in Orlando International Airport. Brightline Orlando Station is on track to open in 2023 with service between Miami and Orlando. A news release from the commuter rail reads, the Orlando train station will connect 120 miles of track from Central Florida to South Florida. Construction is underway in the south terminal of the Orlando International Airport. Brightline said riders can cut their travel time in half by taking a train from Orlando to Miami rather than traveling by car. The higher speed rails the higher speed rail speeds along 125 miles per hour, allowing passengers to leave Orlando and arrive at West Palm Beach within 2 hours. Additionally, the company said the train ride features a 100% carbon neutral footprint for a cleaner way to ride. Brightline's new Terminal C at the Orlando International Airport is part of the company's Phase 2 expansion into Central Florida. The massive infrastructure project is making progress and encompasses 4 zones, including the area of Orlando International Airport and the Brightline Vehicle Maintenance Facility. Our train to Orlando is the first of many extensions into Central Florida. As well as our Orlando station, Brightline is working on a Tampa station to give access to Central Florida's West Coast. And there was also talks of doing stops at Disney Springs, of really connecting that part from Tampa to Orlando.
I mean, I think it's cool. Personally, I think it's kind of a gimmick. I saw somebody post that because I heard about that. One of my friends posted saying like it'll actually cost you more money to end up taking the train, taking it to Miami. It's a little quicker, but then you have to get an Uber, right? And then you have to go wherever you're going to go.
Right.
But I mean,
So
I think it's cool, but I
feasibly-
think it's more of a like, let's take the train,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, oh, the train is actually more.
It's
efficient.
progress because it's building out infrastructure.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's not necessarily the type of infrastructure we need.
Yeah, I feel like
I think
like
though. I think it is. Think about the traffic that we have to sit through all the time. So if there's another option that can get people off of the roads and somewhere else, I'm all for it.
If they had a BART system, or if they had an L, or if they had some sort of above ground subway
Yeah,
system,
I feel
or
like-
the one they have in Seattle. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But like those type of things
Right.
that are accessible for the general public to get from point A to point B for sure.
Yeah, I think it would be better to have a local,
Yeah.
the real transportation,
A local
system.
transit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
a local
Miami's
transit.
And
cool,
not the
but
buses.
I haven't been to Miami in years.
Yeah.
And Tampa, that's cool, but like I don't know. Like I think it would be better. I think it is progress.
Yes.
Ultimately.
Yeah, progress.
But I would rather them do a local transit system that is like clean and nice, that goes from Disney, Universal to the airport.
Right. Well, they'll have that. They'll have the Brightline that will go from NCO
Well, that would be
to
cool.
Disney.
They better, Mark.
That is
They
in
better,
the
Rob.
works.
They better have
That's
that.
in the works.
They better, Rob. They better, Mark. I'll call you whatever names. I told you I'd
I'm
take you
excited
with
about
you.
it. I don't know though. I don't know.
think
It's
it's
going to
gonna
be
be
expensive.
cool.
They're going to charge us a lot of stuff.
Well, nothing's free.
Should be. The Blueberry Festival is.
That's
All right, so the Blueberry Festival wins. You win, Mark.
the Devil's Den is not free. So
Yeah,
Well,
Mark.
looks like I win this one.
look
You
like
win
looks
this
like
one.
you win this
Hotel Throwdown.
Hotel Throwdown.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we get to our guest?
Oh yeah.
I'm pumped.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
think-
cool guy.
Yeah, he is. a
He's
cool
got
guy.
amazing eyebrows.
His eyebrows are on point.
On point.
I'm gonna ask him about his eyebrows and see if we can get any recommendations on
Oh,
where
on
I
where we
could
can
get
go.
these
Yeah.
bush.
Yeah,
these
I mean,
bushes whacked.
There's
All right,
there's
all
like a mile of
Yep.
travel between
Yep.
his, at normal level and
amazing.
then like raised eyebrows.
Let's
So,
get to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We got a great interview for you today. We have a great man and person, an entrepreneur of sorts, even. Depends what venture he's into, but he's
I'm in
always
a lot of
taking it.
ventures.
A lot of interest.
I'm on an adventure right now.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
with us.
This is Logan Benedict, everybody. Lived in Orlando since
Thank you.
2015. Disney hired him. He was in New York at the time. He came down here to perform for Beauty and the Beast at Disney Hollywood Studios, where he worked until 2020. Still works there part-time as an equity performer in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And he's also the Disney actor, the first one to be nominated for the National Council for Actors Equity Association, where he represents 50,000 actors and stage managers from coast to coast. He also led the most recent negotiation between AEA and Walt Disney World.
Wow.
Besides that, there's still time for other things, right?
Like what?
Being a new dad. Being a new dad to a 6-month-old son and husband to an awesome wife. He has an above-average DIYer in his home with her. She does everything and does everything Instagram-worthy. And the Home Squad, we recently sold his home and moved him into his current home. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Logan Benedict.
Welcome.
Hey,
Hi,
Logan.
thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us, man.
Well, thank you. I hope there's an applause sound.
We'll add the
sound
track.
effect.
We'll-
Like a
we'll add it.
massive applause. Good. Thank
I don't.
you.
Real quick before we get started, I don't think Johnny knows this,
Yeah.
but you're sitting with 3 Gastons.
Oh my God, that's
Did you
right.
know that?
I was gonna say there's a through line between. So are we gonna do the rest of the podcast?
The whole time we
the
can
whole
talk
time
like
it's like
this.
this.
All right, I am boasting.
Yeah.
I'll be LeFou.
Yeah. My eyebrows are gonna hurt.
Yeah, right.
That's great. So, Logan, you got down here in 2015. Let's do a little bit of where you were before that and what brought you down
Sure.
here. You're in New York, but where were you? Where are you from? And that kind of stuff.
Originally from Seattle, Washington.
Mhm.
I've been a professional actor since 2004, and so I did Seattle, Boston, New York, Portland, Oregon. I was working in Seattle at the Fifth Avenue Theater, and my wife was just a normal, just a person.
She was
a
normal.
random person.
Right.
She was totally normal before she met me. And sitting in the front row, I was doing Rent there, and I walked backstage, and I was like, "Who's that beautiful girl in the front row?" And
She can light my candle.
yeah, she could like, "Will you light my candle?" and somebody was like, "Oh, she used to be an actress," and somebody knew her, got her phone number, and I sent her a DM on Twitter, my one and only Twitter DM.
It worked.
And yeah.
Hang your
Well,
hat
yeah,
on
why
that.
you stop there? Retire.
You
from
won.
It worked. You got a
That's
wife.
it.
Grand slam.
I've been banned since then.
Yeah.
So we started dating. We did the long distance thing, and so during that time, I was moving again, Portland, New York, and I got to New York again, and she was finishing school. She ended up in New York, and she was working for Saatchi & Saatchi, which is like this, posh advertising company.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
And
I thought you were doing something with pants, like they
Yeah.
make really nice pants.
And they were ironing pants.
They were
outside.
ironing
It's a
posh
really
pants.
fancy job.
And
fancy.
and then I was literally this close to quitting the business. I was like,
Oh.
I can't be this poor anymore in my life.
Mhm.
And then Disney called and was like, "Hey, do you want to come down and do Beauty and the Beast?" Where people like yourselves were already working.
Right.
So I went down there.
Now, did you audition for that? Did you already have a contact at Disney?
I had a callback in New York City.
Okay, gotcha.
And so yeah, they paid for the move, sent me down here.
Nice.
And my wife was still working in New York. She was like, I'm never gonna be caught dead in Orlando. And she she's like, because the New York life is so great. I love the New York life.
I love the struggle.
Yeah, I love the struggle. I love the smell of hot garbage and pee every morning.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked down a sidewalk and stepped in 14 different turds?
Only in New York.
Only in New York.
It's a New York moment, baby. And yeah, so she got tired of that and she kept visiting me, and
So how long were you here before she moved down?
maybe 2 years, a year and a half.
That's a long time to
That
talk
is a long
about.
Yeah,
time.
I was
Yeah.
very lonely for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
So
Long distance is
yeah.
hard.
We did 5 years long distance.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah, so it can happen. So all you people out there,
Yeah, listen up.
In a long distance
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
worried?
Yeah.
Don't.
don't
be.
worry.
Don't
You'll
be.
need cheat a couple times. I mean, not me. Single tear. Just kidding.
So what? How'd you talk her into coming? Like, what was that?
What was the
Obviously,
final
it was
moment?
a long journey.
It's a
What was
really
that
big
moment?
piece of turd.
Well, that was
It was
that
a big-
15th turn. They really pushed
York.
her over the
This
edge.
is human. Sorry. Yeah.
And so I think she knew that we wanted to get engaged, and she came down. We were doing our normal Disney trip, and we were at Magic Kingdom, and she was like, "You're not going to propose to me, are you?" And I was like, "No. Why would
Ring
you
back in the pocket.
Why would I
Right.
possibly do that?"
So cliche.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel the band. Shh.
Yeah, and
scrapping it.
we were by the Beauty and the Beast castle thing, which is behind the
Yep.
regular castle.
Yep.
it's the lesser castle of
Right,
Disney
right.
castles.
They actually got a lot of lesser castles now at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, they're like, boop, boop, boop.
yeah,
They're like, yeah, but nothing's good
they
as
have like
Cinderella's.
Rapunzel's like thing, and she called me out, but I actually did propose.
Wow.
Oh, my
right at
word.
Beauty and the
That
Beast castle.
day?
That
Even?
day.
Oh, my
that day.
goodness.
She knew
And-
it was happening.
Yeah, she knew it was happening, and one thing led to another, and then she moved. Oh, actually, Disney bought her company. The
No
company
way.
so she ended up switching to this place called Maker Studios,
Okay.
and then Disney ended up buying Maker Studios. And
When did she make the
Well,
transition
that's-
from ironing Versace pants?
to
doing
when she was like,
digital stuff?
maybe I should do more digital marketing.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Did she go to school for that?
She went to Penn State.
Okay.
Actually, and yeah, I mean her resume is. She should be your fourth guest.
We can
Fifth
do that.
guest?
Yeah, we can
I
absolutely
think
do
you should
that.
have her on the
I do
show.
enjoy
She's
that.
actually-
Just FaceTime her now.
Yeah, let's bring her in.
Yeah,
Bring her in.
Yeah.
No offense to you, Logan.
I mean,
but
Yeah, I'm
we should
super
just.
bored with you.
I'm just gonna hold her phone here the rest of the time.
Just smile.
Yeah. So then,
But the point was she did she got a I remember this story. I know this story because we know each other. But she randomly got a job at Disney when you were already working.
Well, that's
because they're
and that's the thing
because
is,
they
yeah,
acquired
so
the company.
Disney bought it, and then they're like, "Hey, we'd like you to move."
No
to Orlando,
way. And that
so
happened
she would have had to
after?
move to Orlando regardless if you were here or not. If
Right.
you think about it.
So
right?
Oh, my
yeah,
word.
so it was just sort of fate wanted us both to be in Orlando,
Mhm.
and so here we are. And it's been, but God, it's 23.
23.
Time is a
23.
construct.
I
It
know
is.
it is.
I know.
And
It
so
is.
now it's been 8 years. 8 years in June.
Wow.
So speaking of time being a construct, so there was that time where we had like 1 year that seemed like 5, and then the next year seemed like
Did
6
something
months.
happen in
I
2020?
feel like it's
Something did.
I don't know. I
What-
blacked out.
I know what did happen is that a lot of actors lost their jobs.
Yes.
You know,
that was a time.
specifically around here in Orlando.
Mhm.
You know, we're a theme park based industry town.
That was a
And
time.
you know, that's whenever you decided to kick things up into a whole gear
Mhm.
for you personally.
Yeah.
What inspired you to take that on as a personal mission to make sure that you were being represented and representing the greater acting community
Yeah.
here?
So all the Disney workers are represented by Actors Equity Association, and that's sort of like the Broadway union.
Mhm.
And so like everybody sort of SAG and
Screen
so-
Actors Guild.
Yes,
Mhm.
Screen Actors Guild.
Right.
Actors Equity Association, AEA.
Mhm.
So there was some stuff going on that people here didn't really vibe with, and because whenever there's like stuff going on between workers and a company,
Mhm.
With a
things
union.
get with a union, things get uncomfortable, and I felt like we weren't being properly represented, so I ran for council, and I'm the first Disney actor to ever be on the national council, and it was kind of crazy at first because you're in these Zoom rooms with all these Broadway people, and they're like, theme park worker. Who cares about this guy?
Right.
And so like the people who oversaw this contract have always been New York people. And it's like, what do they know about working a theme park contract? What do they know about working 1,000 shows a year, 5 or 6 shows a day?
Completely different beast.
Right. And it's so long story short is, I felt like we needed the right people representing the contract, and the Disney contract is the 4th largest contract for actors.
I was going to say
equity.
the majority of Broadway contracts probably don't even compare or closely compare to the work that they have to do with Disney, like with such a major company like that.
Well, and so the Broadway contract, LORT, which is the League of Regional Theaters, and Off Broadway,
right,
and then Disney, and so it's like
completely different.
And so, but it's like we have all these huge contracts, and why are no Disney people watching the 4th largest contract?
Right.
And so long story short, over the past few years, it's the union like not only is paying more attention to this contract, but they're showing us a lot of love. I became the lead negotiator along with my staff person, and we had one of the biggest, most successful negotiations that the union's ever had.
What was that like coming in as a part of a union, actors union, negotiating with Disney?
Negotiating with Disney
got to be
is
intimidating.
crazy.
Yeah.
And working with other union members, they talk about negotiating with a Broadway league or something like that. And I feel like negotiating with Disney is actually, in my opinion, I mean, I don't know what it's like to negotiate with Broadway, but I think you walk into this room and it's literally the suits versus the like Hawaiian
kids with
shirt.
scarves.
We're all in these like Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
We just, and some of us
Like a beanie on.
yeah, some of us are like between shows with like our bird makeup on.
Gaston wig.
Yeah.
You're like, I got 15 minutes. Let's make this quick.
And it's crazy because so they have people that just that like transcribe and take notes.
Just take minutes and
so,
things.
And so like before you go in, like the lead staff person is usually like, okay, so if they say something you don't like, don't make a face about it. So if they're like,
how do you do that?
Yeah, so
not even a
So your,
face.
so your acting skills came into play.
Yeah, so if they're like, we'd like to take away all of your clean underwear, you have to go.
Okay.
But every once in a while, like they'll say something just astronomical, and you will make a face, and then you'll look at the person, and they'll go,
Oh, the transcriber.
yeah, the transcriber, because they're
they'll
like,
start typing.
oh, he didn't like Logan didn't like
His
no one.
two
He
eyebrows-
wants
His
clean,
eyebrows
very high.
were raised.
he wants clean underwear when he does his job. What a jerk.
That is
How,
crazy.
how long did it last? It was a
So
while.
I was part of the team in 2017 as well. So it's a 5-year agreement. So we do it every 5 years. And I was on the team 2017, and I led the team 2022.
I pictured you like with like
Yeah.
Enjolras from Les Mis.
Well-
Like, here we go.
Well, and it's crazy because because like
people say.
I mean, and that stuff is always confidential. But what I can share
Sure.
is we got to the end of the 2 weeks, and I got a phone call at like 10 p.m. going into our last day, and they're like, they're not going to budge past this number, and the number was very poor. And if you're following like recent negotiations, that's usually the way it is. The first offer is always not good.
Insulting.
And so we were just like, okay, well, what are we going to do? And so my staff person was like, well, I think this is just going to last maybe a couple months. And so I was like sweating because I just was like, how it was so hard to rally everybody around it. And but then what we did do is we showed Disney photos of all the people that work for them. And we really brought like the human aspect of like, these are the people that work for you. And
That actually make the magic.
right. And it's like if you are an entertainment company, we should be investing in these people. And these are very real people with real families, with
Real passions.
real passions, real lives here. And we need to invest in these people. And
I mean, they uphold the promise that, your mission statement preaches.
well, and that's the thing. It's like negotiating with, I don't know, like Knott's Berry Farm versus Disney. It's like with Disney, that I think it's equities and Disney's responsibility to take care of these people.
right.
And it's like, if Disney wants to have the best entertainment in the world, then they need the best entertainers in the world. And I think that's what separates Disney talent from a theme park. And what I always say when I'm talking with anybody at Disney is that we can't ever just become a theme park. We have to have the best talent possible. And we need to attract people from New York, like myself, or we have people working at Finding Nemo who have Broadway credits. And we have that because traditionally Disney is an awesome place to work.
And we've seen in the last year specifically where there's a lot of shows that are coming back, a lot of roles that are coming back. Some things are different. Some things always will have to be different. That's okay. Change happens, right? But, whenever they brought back Nemo again, and it was like the abridged version, but guess what? That still put people back to work.
Exactly.
Still put people back to work. And then whenever they brought back Epic, the Indiana Jones stunt show, an amazing amount of stunt actors are employed in that singular show on that stage.
Well, I can say I think it's important as a guest, because I was a former cast member. As a guest, I need those in the park. I mean, the rides are great, but I want the shows. I have kids now, and I want them to see all these shows and be entertained with live, professional, top quality actors.
Well, and that's a great point, because one thing that hasn't come back, which I really miss, is like the Citizens of Hollywood.
Yeah. Citizens of Hollywood was
Streetmosphere.
So great.
And like my current job back at Disney, and I only do this part time now, is I do Atmosphere at Galaxy's Edge, which is sort of like the Citizens of Hollywood, but in Star Wars. And literally my first day back, and over the pandemic, you miss your job so much. And I mean, it was just so emotional coming back, because like all of a sudden you go up and you interact with a guest and they're like, oh my God, you're back.
You're here.
Because I went to the parks during the pandemic, like when they opened them, and it was no shows, just rides, and it was sterile. Like it felt dead. It felt dead. So to like, the difference was night and day to me. So to have it go back to that and to see that life be breathed into Disney again, that's what the park needed. It's what the company needed.
Well, and I think we still have so much more that can be brought back. And like Citizens is an amazing example of just how much energy they breathe into the park. And, and I think the company doesn't see that. It's sort of like, well, it's a cost to us. And like, the Citizens of Hollywood aren't making money for the parks. And it's like, but however, someone like me who lives in Orlando and has a new baby, it's like, sometimes I just want to go burn an hour at the park. And I'm not going to go with my baby ride Tower of Terror. I'm just going to go walk around and look at the Citizens of Hollywood. See the characters, see the shows. Or go sit through Beauty and the Beast. And so I think they don't realize how much business that is, because I might come in and have lunch or whatever that is, and so I think they need to kind of keep remembering.
So did they, in the negotiations, do you think that they finally saw that? Did they?
Well, and so we got
your message across.
We got some great results for the starting wages. Some double-digit increases, which were amazing. And I really interpret that as the company realizing that they need to reinvest in the talent here. And so I don't even really like considering it a win for equity. I think it's a win for it's a compromise. And
it's also a good example for the workers and stuff there outside of the AEA, but because they also have the workers union and stuff there at Disney too. You always got to make sure that that story right there is inspiring to the other workers at Disney to also fight for that fair wage.
I think it's super cool that you brought the humanity back to the corporate level. Because I think probably in their world, I've never been in the corporate world, but I'm sure they kind of forget about the boots on the ground, what it feels like to walk through the park. They're just in there crunching numbers and making big decisions. And to show the pictures, I remember when you asked everybody for that, show me a picture of like you in your costume or do something. And I'm sure that in their head, that was a pretty big move. It's not a move. It's more like remember this?
Well, one of the things that they did, like even at Nemo, the managers would do like anytime we had like a meet and greet with somebody, maybe special needs or somebody from Make-A-Wish, their parents would usually write like a really long, touching letter.
Change their lives.
And that is something that I feel like the corporate side of the company doesn't understand, or they don't really they don't see.
They
forget.
Well, and it's hard because, when you negotiate with Disney, you're actually negotiating with labor relations, right? So like their cast members too, and it's hard because it's like they're not guest facing members. Their job is to just interact with unions, and
which is an important job,
right? Which is an important job, but also it's hard because it's like you have to remind them of your humanity and what you bring to the company
Right.
because, it's probably hard for them doing their jobs all the time
Yeah,
because
they're
it's like
abrasive and
they have people above
aggressive.
them being like, hey, we can't go above X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different
Have to
approach.
be emotionless.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole
And
thing,
you
yeah.
kind of exactly. You have to like, and because I've had people be like, well, would you ever quit acting and go into labor work? And I think that's just the reason why I can't do it is because of
It'll
that.
change you as a person.
Well, yeah, because I just couldn't imagine being on the other side and finding reasons to take benefits away from people.
Right.
And I think Disney overall is pretty good at taking care of their people, but
For sure.
there's always room for improvement.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for
Have
sure.
you been able to take your son to the parks yet?
Oh yeah.
You have?
So yeah. Well, so
So Logan's a new dad. How old's your son? How old is
6 months last week.
Oh, so you're not sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
Well, no. As I was walking in here, I was like, we started. My wife got off maternity leave, and we started daycare 2 weeks ago, and literally 5 or 6 days into daycare, sick, and like super sick.
Oh yeah.
So-
Happens like instantly.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of sleepless nights, including last night.
Yeah.
So I put on some eye cream this
it?
morning.
Looks good.
Your
It does
face
look good.
looks so
Yeah,
bright.
it's really
glistening.
sharp
Yeah,
today.
you don't even
Yeah.
look like a new dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all that Botox mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, like I
Um,
put on pounds of cream,
Yeah,
facial
yeah.
oil, and then poison.
Mhm. And then I kill myself. So I was recalled to do an old show at the Star Wars thing in October, and my wife was still on maternity leave. And my wife, God bless her, I mean, we met because she saw me performing and
Talent crush.
a talent crush. Well, she also has a phenomenal voice, and she was actually
We have her on. She'll probably sing
She
for us.
Oh,
she
yeah.
was actually offered a face character role.
Oh,
Here.
Really?
But she has such a like high-end corporate job with Disney that they were like, well, you can't do
can't
this
do
job.
both.
You can't.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, do I choose between this or that? And it's I think there's a part of her that was like, oh, I could have been a princess for a hot minute.
But that also has to make her feel good, though.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
turned
She's
it
like-
down.
she's
She
like,
didn't
that's-
need that.
I
that,
get
she,
it.
I don't need to be
said
a
no.
princess.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
I'm
a princess.
Yeah. She's like, I'm a working woman.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, so she's a working woman on maternity leave, and so she brought my son to go see some of my opening shows, and it's just hilarious because I'm like, I do a lot of guest interaction and
To go up to him and
well, it's weird also because you're like in costume.
Did he knew it was you from your face?
I feel like he didn't know it was me because
well, you were. Can I say what you were? Can I say?
Well, we got to protect.
I mean, you can hint at what I.
He's
did.
in the Toy Story land.
No, that was the old one.
Oh.
I'm in. That show hasn't come back, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that one has.
It has, but it's not equity, people. So
Oh, got it.
that's-
It's
that's
in
something,
front of
that's something
in
I'm
front
looking
of
into.
Kylo Ren ship. Is that where you?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes, around
So
the
you have
Star
a hat
Wars
on.
place, yeah.
So yes, yeah. So like, basically, I'm a space occupier. is
Got
the
it.
best
Yeah,
way I
yeah,
can-
definitely.
I
But you're
can,
not polite.
I'm not polite, but
Are you
that's
human?
the fun of I
Yeah.
am human.
You are a human, okay.
But that's the fun of the job. Is this character likes to go interrogate people?
Yeah.
And what my version of the character loves to do is interrogate babies and small children.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
they know
why-
they know the
because-
most.
Yeah,
They have all the dirt.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they spill it too.
Yeah.
yeah,
they'll let
exactly.
you know.
I mean,
They'll-
and,
they'll
It's fun to scare kids.
I mean, if there's one thing I love,
I don't think they're
it's
scared.
scaring kids.
Kids mostly scare me.
So did
Yeah.
did your son recognize you at all? Like your
Um,
voice?
so my wife has taken him a couple times.
Uh-huh.
I think the first time it was a no. I think the first time he was like, "Why?
Yeah.
Who-
yeah.
yeah. I'm pooping at the same time."
Don't talk to me like this.
Yeah. But I think over time, because I there's a part where I'm like on the stage doing a thing,
Uh-huh.
and my wife usually has him in the front row, and he's just like,
Yeah.
"Wow, what's Dad doing?"
Yeah. Be like, hey, where's my bottle, bitch?
Yeah, right. I'm hungry, and you're just talking to all these people.
I don't
What about
even I don't even understand what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I think that's my dad. you
My
know?
dad is the leader of the whole galaxy.
If you guys
Right.
didn't know
If
that.
you guys didn't know.
Oh man, you should do a video with him, like
Oh, we
being
have
a
some.
narrator.
Yeah. On at Logan Benedict on Instagram.
Actually,
On
yeah.
at
Yeah.
Logan
Logan
Benedict.
Benedict.
Well, we'll get to that
Yeah.
handle here in a moment, my friend.
Oh, I got a handle for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, handle.
we want to talk to you about as well, since this is Orlando based and all that jazz. You have here on your favorite Orlando gyms a couple of music based places, which I thought was pretty cool. Remix Records and Park Avenue CDs.
Yeah, man.
Where are those at? What area of town are those at?
Did you say Did you say Orlando gyms or jams?
Gems.
Your gym.
Gems.
G-E,
I was like,
gems.
well, I
Gems.
mean, it's a
Gems.
record store, not a gym. That's step one.
Be like, I want everyone to know I don't work out.
Yeah.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear.
Working
Yeah.
out is not a part of my repertoire,
Yeah.
but good music is.
Every time I go into the record store, they're like, "Why are you doing burpees?" I'm
You're like,
"This is
isn't
my
this a gym?
guys?"
Isn't this a gym?
Hurry, put on the
Yeah,
Clash.
I'm lifting all of these records. So, Park Ave CDs is off Corinne Drive. It's kind of by Lou Gardens,
Okay.
which
Oh,
is
yeah.
also a beautiful
We do
Orlando.
I love Lou Gardens.
yeah, I love a Lou Gardens.
I went to their Christmas thing. It was actually
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their walk.
Couldn't see,
Yes.
but it was very nice.
Go on mushrooms sometime. I mean, that's what I've heard.
great.
Yeah,
I've heard
try
it's
that.
pretty fun.
Don't pee on the trees.
don't-
They get
please.
really
For the
mad
love
when
of
you
God.
do that.
At least make sure it's a tree.
Yeah.
You know, like before anything.
Yeah.
It turns into a dragon eventually.
Yeah.
So speaking of Park Avenue CDs,
Yes.
So it's kind of
segue.
by Lou Gardens.
Right.
Remix is off of Mills.
Okay.
And
And they have full on vinyls and everything.
so I'm a vinyl nut.
Oh, well,
Okay.
there's a new place coming to Claremont. It's the same thing where it's like a vinyl
Is
store.
it Triangle?
It might be. It's not open yet, or it's
Oh.
like in soft opening or something. But you go and you listen. They have coffee or beers, like
Yeah,
craft beers.
because I'm a big like picker, and so like
Mhm.
the music industry wants you to buy new records because then the money goes to the artist.
Right.
I am a little bit of a rebel.
Mm.
I only like to have the old records. I want like I got, have you heard of the movie The Lost Boys? Remember The Lost
Yes,
Boys?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the Lost
Yeah.
Boys.
And like, remember the guy who's all greased up playing the saxophone?
yeah.
I mean, like, I was like, I want to relive that moment. And so,
as many times as I can.
as
He was
many
also
times-
the lead singer.
Was he?
He was the lead
Yes,
singer.
that's right, he was.
And he had a rockin' saxophone solo.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was ripped, dude. This guy's
Yeah.
muscles were just...
Yeah.
I mean, or was it just the baby oil?
Good,
I don't know.
And
I
good
think
lighting.
Really good lighting.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
shadows
Really
on his
good
back.
lighting.
Yeah, there was mostly fire going on in the background.
So I did,
So yeah, because I like to get the record because to me it's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Because like when you get something from like the 70s, it was pressed.
Yeah.
Then or like I got a first edition like Elvis recently,
Oh, nice.
and I just love to know that it had existed during that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when that needle hits the wax, you're like
You're
It's like
transported.
real music.
transported.
Yeah. It's
You have
nothing
to set up-
there's
digital.
something to be
Nothing
said.
digital.
yeah.
And you have
set
a
up,
yeah
like where with like full on speakers,
Oh,
like the
a
so-
room, a dark
yeah, like a
room.
room where
Yeah.
you can
So if
put on Pink Floyd and
if
just
your listeners don't know, the Home Squad helps get my house, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so part of my upgrades that I've done to my home since we got it is I made this huge vinyl wall, a DIY like shelf system with like the LED lights.
Oh yeah.
So I always get my favorite records and I put them on the
Oh, it's a rotating shelf.
So sometimes I get like a new favorite of the month and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put that on the shelf.
I like that.
That's
And,
super cool.
That is
I
cool.
think it's cool that they're also still keeping the vinyl tradition alive with
It's like-
some bands where they will get their album pressed.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a special.
It's
limited
become a
edition.
resurgence, I think.
No,
like
yeah,
people
it's
have
for the
really
first
taken
time
to it again.
since the mid '90s. Like, remember, like in the mid '90s when like CDs were like
Everywhere.
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
For the first time since the '90s, vinyls have surpassed
CDs.
CD sales.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's still much lower because of streaming, etc.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
But
they
most
are-
people, I would think most people have record players now more than a CD player.
Well,
right?
and for me, it's the meditation of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's
like,
therapeutic as a
Picking it out,
process,
putting
yeah.
it, like
Well-
taking it out of the sleeve.
So like I've also learned how to like hand clean them, and so like you like
It's a
put 'em-
special
So I
skill.
get like a spray, and then I like put them in my sink, and I like wash them.
That's cool.
and
Yeah, you used to just put toothpaste on the CD and flush it around the toilet a couple times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how you clean those.
That's how
Yeah.
you used to clean the CDs.
or you'd like drive with the CD player in your hand so it wouldn't.
Oh,
Yeah, anytime you hit a
it wouldn't
bump, it
skip.
wouldn't
I remember
skip.
those days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
So those are so you can all those places. You what'd you mention? Remix Records,
Remix
Park
Records.
Avenue.
What's
CDs.
Foundation?
and Foundation College Park.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're cool because it's like a tiny kind of hole in the wall place, and they always have really good '90s stuff. So if people out there want to collect records, the most expensive records are like that '90s little section
Yeah.
because people were buying so many CDs that nobody were buying vinyls
records, so
anymore.
they were-
Oh.
yeah.
And so they're actually really rare. So if you want like a Red Hot Chili Peppers or Nirvana or Pearl Jam, that stuff's worth like $300.
Wow.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Piece.
Now I want to go to these stores.
Yeah.
And Foundation also sells like vintage rock tees.
Oh, I love
Ooh,
vintage
yeah.
rock tees.
Like
Target did that for a little while.
Yeah.
well, but these are like
I remember
These
that.
are from
apparently
then,
there's like a speaking of resurgencies.
Yeah.
They're-
Richard's a sigh.
Resurgencies.
Yes.
Rock tees are really expensive. Like if they're like really vintage.
well, because at the concerts they're like $70.
Well,
You know what I mean?
apparently there's like a subset of humans that have been holding these since the 90s. Like so
they
like
bought them all at the concerts.
right.
Like,
So these Foundation guys like whenever I go there, they're always like, yeah, we just got back from, Georgia or whatever, where we like raided some guys like
basement.
basement or
Yeah.
whatever. And
That's why estate sales have become so popular. It's
Yeah.
like you find these hidden gems and
Oh yeah. Have you hit up any garage sales or anything? Like looking for vinyls?
I like garage sales. My wife does not. Like
Yeah.
garage
I'm not
Okay.
a fan. I'm not a fan of garage sales.
well, my mom used to do them. She used to love to have garage sales. So
No,
like
no.
I have this like thing where I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or did you get stuck like labeling prices and everything?
I would do the sign delivery. Like I would go out and stake the signs into the ground, and then I'd have to go
Hustling
get
as a
orange
kid.
juice and donuts, and I just
I'm
hated
always
it.
the homeowner who's like, get that off my lawn.
Yeah.
But
They're like, I'll give you 50 cents. It's like a whole couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a whole love set.
You
You
couch
just
set.
turn
You're
into
like, yeah.
charity at the end of
Yeah.
it.
Do you have a truck? Great.
Yeah, this
It's
is
yours.
a Herman Miller couch, and no, it's not
I
50
don't
cents.
know.
Groovy. All right. So at the end of each little interview session, we do a little thing called rapid fire
Yeah,
questions.
rapid fire
All right?
questions.
You got it.
So it's a
Just don't overthink it.
don't overthink it. It's a this or
overthinking
that
already. Mhm.
kind of thing. It's either what you want this or what
Got
you want
yours
that. Yes. There's no wrong answers. Okay. So
Somebody scream wrong when I'm wrong, though.
Oh, we will. We'll let
Okay.
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
wrong.
Yeah. We'll do that.
or we'll chastise you if we don't agree with your answer.
Okay, good.
Oh no.
Should we go left to right?
Yeah.
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 All right.
For sure.
Me, you.
Yeah.
Like that. All right. I'll start. From here or move here?
Move here.
Back roads or toll roads?
Toll roads.
Nice.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Goofy or Donald?
Donald.
Cricket can or the wine room?
I'm sober.
Good answer.
Good answer.
It is.
trick.
There it is.
Icon Park or Old Town?
Neither.
Oh, that's good.
Fair.
Legoland or Gatorland?
Gatorland.
Mm.
Foxtail or Axum? Coffee.
Axum.
Nice.
Hard tacos or soft?
Crunch wrap.
Ooh.
Oh, that's specific. HOA or no HOA?
No
No HOA, even after all the.
No, thank you.
Wow. Turn signal or no turn signal?
Turn signal, for the love of God.
Thank you. Thank you for your
For the
service.
love of God.
Favorite Orlando winter? Winter Garden, Winter Park.
It's now Winter Garden. It was Winter Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Real golf or mini golf?
Mini golf.
Orlando Magic or Orlando City?
Orlando City.
All right. Sunbathe or swim? What do you do at a pool?
Sunbathe.
Restaurant Row or Park Avenue?
Park Avenue.
Sunnies or Four Rivers?
Four Rivers.
Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Star Wars, baby.
Yeah. Cool.
For the
That's good,
order.
man.
That was perfect.
Thank you.
You didn't
Logan,
get any wrong.
No, you didn't get any
have to
wrong.
None. I was
at all.
You
anticipating.
did give us a third option, which isn't wrong, but we had never heard that before.
Which one?
Crunchwrap.
Oh, Crunchwrap.
You gotta
I'm
put
a
them
Crunchwrap
together.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Crunchwrap guy.
Yeah, man.
All the way.
Speaking of Crunchwraps, let us know if you have any great Crunchwrap recipes in the
Yeah, in
comments
the comments below.
And
Yeah.
Logan, would you do us a huge favor and tell the viewers how they can follow you safely and digitally?
Yeah. So, in a dark alley around midnight.
At
Preferably
least 30
license
feet
plate,
away.
Yeah. Have you seen the show You? It's a little bit like that. Or
Follow
you
me
can follow
whenever.
me at Logan Benedict. It's my name.
Awesome.
Logan.
So simple.
like the run Benedict.
You do a
like
lot of fun
eggs.
stuff on Instagram. I'll
You
say
do.
that.
I do.
yeah.
It's been a little bit hard with the new baby, but I'm gonna try to get back on that.
Anything that the people can expect? Any projects you're working on? Anything in the horizons?
I think now that like my life has calmed down with babies, I would like to do more content on my social medias.
Great.
Just I do love.
You're good at it.
You
I
really are
love
good at it.
entertaining people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining
Dude,
us.
Yeah.
today.
We had a blast.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely
You're the
blast.
best.
Thank you.
You've been our favorite
I'm
guest
blasted
so
right now.
far.
Your eyebrows look so good, by the way.
They
I know.
really do.
Hey,
Do you get those done?
yes, I do at what's the European Wax Center. There's another plug. For y'all.
Plug.
There's a plug.
Maybe they'll sponsor
European
us. And sponsor our eyebrows.
Wax Center. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for
yeah.
bringing his
Or
eyebrows
other
to us.
places.
Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
Logan.
Now get the fuck out of here.